Okay, hi everyone. My name is Joe Ely. I'm a registered rep at Lightspeed. We're a division of Lime Brokerage. Just wanted to reach out to everyone, make sure you can hear me and see the screen. I have a slide up right now that says free webinar. If someone could just reply back, make sure you can hear me, make sure you can see the slide, that'd be great. All right, thanks, Stephen. Thanks, William. All right, perfect. So this webinar is Intro to the Sterling Trader Pro platform. Before we get started, we just have a disclaimer that we need to read. This presentation is for informational purposes only. Nothing presented today should be construed as investment advice or a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any security or contract. Since we don't know everyone's investment objectives or risk tolerance, we are not endorsing any specific trading strategies. Security, derivative, and futures trading involves the substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Each investor must consider whether this is a suitable investment, since you may lose all or more than your initial investment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Lightspeed is a division of Lime Brokerage LLC. Lime Brokerage LLC is not affiliated with third-party market commentators, educators, and service providers. Data, information, and material is provided for informational and educational purposes only. This content neither is nor should be construed as an offer, solicitation, or recommendation to buy or sell any securities or contracts. Any investment decisions made by the user through the use of such content is solely based on the user's independent analysis, taking into consideration your financial circumstances, investment objectives, and risk tolerance. Lime Brokerage LLC does not endorse, offer, nor recommend any of the service or commentary provided by any of the market commentators, educators, or service providers, and any information used to execute any trading strategies are solely based on the independent analysis of the user. So now that we have that done, let's see. We'll just close down the PowerPoint here. All right, and you should see the Lightspeed website right now. So I just wanted to go through a couple of really quick things on the website. The first thing, for those of you that are new to us, pricing, commission, we offer two different commission rates per share and per trade for equities. So this is the per share table. We start at 0.0045 per share with $1 minimum, and that goes down to 0.0035 once you reach 250,000 shares or more. And the minimum there is 35 cents once you hit that level. You would have to let us know once you do hit one of the breakpoints, and we can set your commission rate on the lower rate going forward. But as you become more active, you can qualify for a lower and lower rate. Same thing applies for the per trade rate. We start at $4.50 per trade. That's for under 250 trades per month. Once you do more than 250 trades per month, just let us know and we can set your rate accordingly. Options. Options, same thing. Starts at 60 cents per contract for under 500 contracts and goes lower based on activity. So one of the big questions that I get a lot is, what's the difference between Lightspeed Trader and Sterling? So I'm just going to pull up the trading platform comparison page quickly. So here you can see, we've listed out some of the main features for a trading platform. And if you look at the Lightspeed Trader column and the Sterling column, it's virtually the same. And it is the same virtually for most trading platforms. What it comes down to is trader preference, what you prefer. I would say that Lightspeed Trader is more widely known for having very quick hotkeys and order entry. Sterling is more widely known for having better charts, more advanced charting analytics and things like that. Other than that, they do primarily the same things, but it depends on what you're more comfortable with. The other difference is the cost. Lightspeed Trader is $100 per month, and that fee gets rebated based on trading activity. Sterling costs $140 per month. You have to pay that each month. If you want to add options, it jumps to $170 per month. Minimum to fund for both Lightspeed Trader and Sterling is 25,000. All right, so I'm pulling up. This is the Lightspeed Trader platform. Just wanted to, quickly show you just a sample layout that I have for Lightspeed Trader, and then, you can see what Sterling looks like compared to it. So I'm going to bring this down and pull up Sterling. So this is the Sterling Trader platform. The layout is a little different, but that's based on preference. So I can set up, as many charts as I want, and make it look like the other one. But it really depends on trader preference and what they want. So on the Sterling trading platform, you have all of the regular features that you're going to expect from an active day trading platform. This window here, this is your level 2 with order entry at the top. You have your buy, sell, short, number of shares. This is a drop down for all the different order routes that are available. This right here is a demo, so it's not real trading or real executions. So there will be a little bit of a difference between this and the live platform, but this is going to give you a very good idea of what's available on the Sterling Trader platform. So just to place a trade, for example, you would click on a price. If I click on this price here, 37.25, it changes my price, and then I can hit the buy button. Have it set up to have a confirmation window pop up. It's confirming I want to buy 100 GM at 37.25 on my demo. We click send, and the order gets sent out to the market. You can see the order that was sent right here. This was the quantity, 100. I got filled on 50 share. That leaves 50 shares, and it popped up in my positions window right here. So we wanted to close the position. You can click on a position, right click on it and go to cover. Cover position, half, quarter, selected at market, selected at market, 75% of the position, 50% of the position, and so forth. So right clicking on any position gives you the option to cover that position. You can also just place a straight sell from the order entry here. So if I just click on the bid here, 37.12, it updates my price. Still on 100 shares, I hit sell. Oh, I got to choose my account here. There we go. Get my confirmation, hit send, and the order goes out to the market. A couple of questions here. After opening an account, how long can you practice on the demo? The demos are really available for a week, and we can extend it for a second week if you need it. But the demo is not a long-term offering. Another question, how can you put a limit order? I just showed you both orders that I entered were limit orders. For example, if I wanted to place an order to buy below the current market, here I click on 36.90, it updates my price here. You can also type in a price, if I want 36.92, you can type it in, you click the buy button. I keep forgetting I got to choose my demo account. We'll say 36.95, click buy, and this is a straight limit order. It's buying 100 GM at 36.95. That's a limit order. Someone's asking what's the difference between short and sell. Short would be if you want to sell short of a stock. Here, we'll pull up another one. Pulled up Ford here. Bid is 996. I don't own Ford, but I want to sell it short. I want to sell it at 9.96, hope that it'll go down, and then buy it back at a lower price for a profit. So I don't know if any of you caught that, but this is my watch list right down here. And if you see this little yellow box here, I have a yellow box assigned to my chart and my level 2 order entry. So if I double click on a position, it updates both the chart and the level 2 screen with that symbol. Now if I want to open up new windows, go to Windows, Quotes, pull up Stock Watch. This is a new watch list. Let's see. We'll pull up a new chart. There's a 1 minute chart. So we put that over here for now. We're going to open up a new level 2 screen. You can open up new windows by going to Windows and then choosing what you want to open, or you can click on one of these icons across the top. I clicked on this box right here, and that popped up a new level 2 screen. So here I have, let's see. Right, so now I have a new stock watch list. I have a new level 2 screen. And a new chart. If I change the box here, say to green on all 3 windows, it just simply links all 3 windows together. So now, I double click on Facebook, for example, and it updates. So you can have multiple different groups linked together simply by this color in the box right here. A question, does Sterling have a pre-market gap scan? So it does have multiple scanners. The scanner unfortunately doesn't work after hours on the demo, so I can't really show it to you. But this window here is a default scanner where it's going to give you most active, percent gainers, percent losers, dollar gainers, dollar losers. On the regular scanner, let me see if I can pull that up. Of course I can't find it right now. I think it's this box. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the scanner, and unfortunately it's not going to work in the demo. So back to the order entry. This is where you're going to choose your symbol. So it's going to keep track of the symbols that you've typed in. So I've had S, FB, and F here. So these are the symbols that I've typed in. You can always click on that drop down and choose the symbols that you recently looked at. This is where your volume is. This is the account, your price. You can have a default to the last price, the bid ask, market order, and so forth. This is your time in force, where you can send an order that's good for the day. You can send GTC orders. You can send a stop order. This again is all the different routes available to you, and it's very, very straightforward, very simple to use in my opinion. So I'm going to close out a couple of these. On the charts, so the charts in Sterling are a little more advanced, or significantly more advanced than they are on Lightspeed Trader. So on this drop down here, you can choose all the different studies that are available, and there's a lot of different studies here. So if I wanted to add a simple moving average, you can right click. You can add line studies. You know, you want to look at Fibonacci's, Gann, trend lines, and so forth. So if I choose trend line, you know, I can draw a trend line across the chart. For the simple moving average, I click the plus sign. Here we change it to periods. So say we want to look at, I don't know, 20 period moving average, and I want my 20 period moving average to be purple. Click OK, apply, and it plots the 20 period moving average. So we want to add another one. We want to add, I don't know, we'll say just a 40. I'm going to leave that one at green, apply. So I got a 20, a 40. I'm going to add, I don't know, we'll say 200. I like to make my 200 moving average red. Click apply. So now I have a chart with 3 simple moving averages on it. Now, for any single chart, you can edit it or set it up exactly the way that you want. You can choose different intervals, you know, 1, 2, 3 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, daily, weekly, monthly, bar style, candlestick, which most people, or at least most people that I talk to use. You can use linear or the open, high, low, close as a choice. Price style. Price style has a standard price style as well as the Heikinashi. If you choose Heikinashi, it changes the way the candlesticks are represented. I know there's a lot of people that trade specifically using those, especially for futures and things like that. It is available on this platform. I'm going to go back to standard here. Studies, you know, Bollinger Bands. You can add that, you know, very simply. There's a lot of different oscillators available. You know, everything from MACD, RSI, Williams, Elder, and so forth. I would say there's probably 4 times as many studies available on Sterling than there is Lightspeed Trader. Let's see, I'm going to change my time frame here. Let's see. I'm going to change it to 1 hour. And let's see. This is where you can choose a lot of the, you know, specialty type functions on a chart. You can show executions. You know, if you check this off, executions will display on the chart for you. You can change the axis. You can always show crosshairs. You can change the time range if you want to look at pre and post market. A lot of different features available. Does anyone have questions about charts? So one of the other things that I like about the charting on Sterling is it keeps track of the symbols that I look at across the bottom for these different tabs. So if I click on this tab, all of a sudden it goes back to Apple, Amazon, BAC. So these are all the symbols that I've typed in, you know, since we've been doing the demo, or since I've been using this demo today. So it shows the 7 symbols, so you can quickly, you know, scan through multiple different charts that you've been looking at. I see a few questions here. Let's see. Someone asks, how robust are the scanners? Can you design your own? Yeah, the scanners are, you know, self-designed. You have to put in the parameters that you want in order to get back a scan list. So they are customizable. Someone asks about recommendations for routing. What's the best route to use for executions? Um, and outside of regular market hours, regular trading hours, I can't really tell you which route is the best route to use for trading. I mean, it all depends on the stock. It depends on liquidity. There's so many variables that saying one is better than the other is it would be a disservice. I know a lot of traders like to use Arca, NASDAQ. Some people like to use our smart router. Some people like bats. Others that are trading large size that don't want to show their orders to the market might use a dark pool route. So it really depends. Depends on the situation. Pre and post market, you have to use an ECN/exchange route. So those would the five big ones would be NASDAQ, ARCA, EdgeX, EdgeA, BATS. That's what you would have to use pre and post market. Someone's asking about options. We will get to options a little bit later. Someone asks, can you add order entry on a chart? I don't think you can. I've never done that. Everything that I've seen or everything that I've used for Sterling has the order entry on the level 2 screen. So I don't think that's available. So this would be the order entry right here. Someone asks, is it possible to show the marginability of a stock on the chart? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you could clarify, that'd be great. Is it possible to draw support and resistance levels? Absolutely. So there's a line tool. You would right click and then add line study. And then here you can draw, trend lines. So you can choose trend line and you can, draw the lines that you want. And there's a lot of different line styles available. So you can see here, I don't know what all of these are, but there's a lot of different tools available to draw lines. Okay, so someone clarified. So on the Lightspeed Trader platform, we have a tool built right into the level 2 screen that shows whether a stock is marginable, whether it's available to short, as well as whether it's hit a circuit breaker. That's a very cool tool. So on the level 2, it will say there'll be a little green box here that says E for easy to borrow. That is not available on Sterling, but it is available on Lightspeed Trader. Other questions? Someone asks about whether there's anything they need to keep in mind if we have the platform installed on different PCs. No, you can install the platform on multiple different PCs. You can only log into one at a time, though. Another question, what's the additional fees for level 2? So the fees vary depending upon which platform you use, but typically level 2 is going to cost somewhere around $50 to $60 per month to get the book data from NASDAQ, NYSE, ARCA, BATS, and Edge. So some of the real basic and simple information about the platform. We have this window here. This shows your account value. here it says I've got $100 million, but I'm assuming your account won't show that. It's going to show your position values, your long position values, your realized P&L, unrealized P&L, and total P&L. This window here, this is my position summary. It shows I still have 13 shares of Apple. GM, I'm flat. Again, shows the realized as well as the total and unrealized P&L. This window here, this is a history of all the orders that were placed and the status. Here we see, this order was filled, partially filled, canceled, and so forth. Again, on the position window, in case you missed it, a lot of people, things happen quickly. They get into a panic and they don't know, their hotkey doesn't work, for example. They want to know how to quickly get out of position. On Sterling as well as Lightspeed Trader, if you right click on your position, you're going to have a choice to cover your position or sell your position. And it makes it really, really easy to get in and out. So here, if I right click on this and I go to cover position, it's going to send the order. Anyone have questions about charts or level 2 or simple order entry before we move on? Someone asked if there's a video tutorial for the platform. I know there's video tutorials of the Lightspeed Trader platform on our YouTube channel. I'm not sure about Sterling. Sterling, the company Sterling might have video tutorials, but Lightspeed does not. Someone asks if you can delete a tab at the bottom of a chart. It looks like the only option is to remove all. Oh, here we go. Look at that. If you right click, remove GM. There we go. So you can, if you pulled up a symbol you no longer want to look at, or you lost $5 in Siri, you don't want to look at it, you want to remove it, you just right click and you can remove it. Okay, so the next item that I wanted to cover is hotkeys. Now, Sterling, just like every platform, used a lot of different platforms in my lifetime. Until you learn how to do it, it can seem difficult, but once you learn how to use it, it's very, very easy. I spent, when I first started using Sterling or looking at Sterling, it took me forever to figure out how to set up hotkeys. But if someone tells you how to do it, it becomes simple very quickly. So to set up a hotkey, you have to go to View, Settings, and then Hotkeys. So this is this hotkey setup. So it comes with a lot of default hotkeys. I set up one myself earlier today. Control Z. The name I gave it was buy 300 at the ask. So if I click OK and then hit Control Z, it's going to buy 300 shares of whatever symbol I'm looking at the asking price. So we hit cancel. Let's see. We'll look at, we got Siri here. I'm going to hit Control Z, and here's the order. And you could set it up so that it doesn't give you a confirmation window and just goes live immediately. People that are very quick in getting in and out of positions, and they trade for very short-term profits. They clearly don't want the confirmation window. A lot of people still like to use hotkeys and have the confirmation, because if you just hit Control Z, it is what you want. You just hit enter, it goes live immediately. I'm just going to click Do Not Send here. So back to that, you have to go to View, Settings, and then Hotkeys. I'm going to set up a new one right now. So this, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the add hotkey window. It's really an order entry type window where you just go through and you choose what you want to do from the drop downs. So quantity, you have all these different choices, 25% of buying power, 50% of buying power, quarter position, half position, and so forth. Or you can just type in a volume, 500 shares. Symbol, current, that means the current stock in your watch list or in your level 2. Price, you can choose a market. Say we want to buy 500 at the market. You want to place a limit order, you can do that as well. We can do, at the bid. We'll just leave it at market. Account, you have to choose your account. Destination, choose which route you want your hotkey to route to. I'm going to choose ARCA. Time and force, day, GTC, immediate or cancel, good till cancel, and so forth. So post market, I think you have to choose EXT. So I'm just going to choose that now because it's after 4 o'clock. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to click add. Oh, I got to enter a hotkey. So right here, it says hotkey. It put the cursor right where I needed to correct my my hotkey. All you do there is hit a hotkey. You can hit like Alt M, for example, or if I want to change it to I don't know, I'll just say Alt Y. Click add. Oh, it already exists, and that's what's cool about the platform. So we'll just try another one. I don't know, Shift Y. There we go. So I just added Shift Y to my list here. Here it is, Shift Y. Oh, I didn't give it a name. I find it very, very useful to give hotkeys names, so when you're looking back at them, you know what they are. So I'm going to click Edit, and we're just going to say buy 500 MKT, and that's my name. Click OK. OK. Click on, we'll change the symbol, I don't know, to Intel. Hit the hotkey, and the order goes live. Does anyone have questions about hotkeys, how to set them up? All right. I see someone has a question. Does the platform support bracket orders? It does not. You cannot enter a bracket order. Someone asks a very high-level question. What's the association between Lightspeed, Lime Brokerage, and Sterling? So Lightspeed is a division of Lime Brokerage. Lime Brokerage is the broker, and then Lightspeed is a division. Sterling is a company that used to be affiliated with Lightspeed. So there was a holding company that owned both Lightspeed and Sterling. That holding company, for lack of a better word, spun off Lightspeed, and Lightspeed became a division of Lime Brokerage. But the ownership and some of the management, still, they're the same between Lime Brokerage, between Lightspeed and Sterling. Onshore broker, yes, absolutely. We're based in New York. We're a U.S. broker dealer registered with FINRA and SEC. Member of SIPC. 100% U.S. based. We have our 2 main offices are in Chicago and New York, and we have other smaller offices in the U.S. So some of the other windows that are available, you get a news window here. So this is, if a news story pops up that you're interested in, you double click on it and it gives you the details. It's very, very simple news window. Sterling also has Seeking Alpha. It has news stories from Seeking Alpha. So, here are news stories that are popping up as we're going. Here's one that came out, at 1703, 503. You double click on it, and it brings you to Seeking Alpha, and it shows you what the Seeking Alpha release was. I think it's a kind of a cool feature. Seeking Alpha definitely has a fairly big following, and a lot of people look at it and use it. So I think it's kind of cool. You can also let's see. I think you can type in a specific symbol, and it's going to search for articles for that symbol on Seeking Alpha. This is a demo. I'm not sure if it's going to work. But it's not that everyone's going to use that on a regular basis, but if you're trading a stock and it's in the news and you want to read about it, it makes it easy to find it. Some of the other windows that I spoke about previously, top 10, most active, percent gainers, percent losers, dollar gainers, dollar losers. There's alerts and alarms. So here you can set up alerts so that when a symbol does a specific hits a specific condition, when I don't know, the symbol, we'll just say Tesla, if Tesla last price is less than or equal to whatever it is that you want, you can have an alert pop up on the screen, and it it gives you the real language or written language at the bottom as to what alert you're setting. Exchange alerts. I've never used this, but basically it allows you to set alerts for specific exchanges. So if certain conditions are met at an exchange, you can get an alert pop up. Fundamental data. This window is not too detailed, but it does give you some very basic information. There we go. So just type in Tesla, hit enter. It gives you some basic fundamental data for Tesla: the 52-week high, low, the average volume, ex-dividend date, the ex-dividend amount, dividend frequency, open, high, low, close. Just some real basic information. That you might be interested in if you have a longer-term position. Let's see. There was one or two more here. Let's see. Oh, we wanted to discuss options. So you click on this and you pull up your options window. So this gives you quotes for puts and calls for Apple. And you can, so if you double click, like I did, I double clicked on this specific option, it pops up an order entry with a level 2 for that specific option. So if I want to, buy or sell that specific option, I can see the price. It's priced 555 by 580. The Philadelphia Exchange has the best bid, best ask. I can send an order, based on that detailed information. We have a separate, let's see here. This is an options risk window, which I'm not too familiar with, but I know that Sterling has spent some time into developing options risk modules so that you can, use uh, data, specific data for each individual option to determine what your risk is for an individual position or, multi-leg positions. Um, this window is just a options order entry window. Anyone have any questions specifically about options that they're interested in? Sterling has basket orders, so you can create a basket of orders. You can type in multiple different orders. Like, for example, if you think that all of a sudden news came out where tech stocks are going to, sell off, you can set a basket of tech stocks that you want to sell short if a certain condition is met and you want to get in. So you can, go through and then you add multiple different stocks. You can create multiple different baskets, and then you can send baskets of orders to the exchange for execution. So, for example, if you want to trade, uh, uh, Facebook, Apple, Netflix, and Google in one basket, you can do that. Does anyone have questions about anything we've covered so far? So someone asks, what is the biggest selling point between Lightspeed Trader and Sterling? And I think I, kind of covered that already. So the big thing why people choose Lightspeed Trader is that it has very fast order entry and hotkeys, as well as the platform fee gets rebated based on commissions. So that's the big thing for Lightspeed Trader. For Sterling, the biggest thing, is people that want, more sophisticated charts with more studies, um, and that sort of thing. So you do have to pay a fee for Sterling. It's $140 per month. Those are the two, big differences. Other than that, they're going to be very similar in the tools that they provide. Order routes, speed of execution, hotkeys. A lot of those things are going to be very similar. Someone says, I'm new to this basket orders. Are they more for swing trading? You can use basket orders for any type of trading that you want. There are people that are going to use it for a very quick, day trade, and there's other people that, will use it for a longer term swing trade or investment even. It really depends on the trader or the investor as to how they're going to use it. Um, does anyone have other questions? I kind of went fast and went through pretty much everything. I shouldn't say everything, but the most commonly used windows and tools in Lightspeed Trader. And I know it's a very broad overview. Couldn't really go into detail in any one thing, and get through everything in just an hour or 45 minutes. But I think you probably have a better idea of what Sterling can do, how to use it, what the costs are, and so forth. So I hope you did learn something. And if you are new to us, Sterling is a great platform to start your trading career on. Someone asked about Watchlist. I guess we didn't really cover Watchlist that much. So this window down here, I'm gonna just close these option windows quick here. So this is the watch list, and you can add whatever column you want. It has a trend column, which is kind of cool. It gives you a visual representation of what the recent trading activity has been in the stock. You can just add symbols. You can add columns, delete columns, remove rows. It's a very straightforward watch list. You can save and save lists and add lists, load lists. You can create a brand new list. So if you have different groups of stocks that you're trading, you can have a technology list, automakers list, an airlines list, whatever it is that you want. You can set up multiple different lists. And that reminds me about the general layout and page. You can set up as many layouts and pages as you want. If I go to actions, save layout as, I can save this layout, get it set up the way I want it, and save it, and then I can set up a completely different one. If I'm trading something different, or want a different layout for a different time frame. So here I can go to load layout, and I can just open up another layout. This layout here that's loading, this is the default layout for the demo. It's going to be similar to what I had up previously. But you can create as many as you want, save them, and use them as you need. All right, well, I've really covered all of the material that I had for you tonight. Again, I hope that it was useful and interesting, and you found something that you didn't know previously. If you're new to us, my name is Joe Ely, E-L-Y. If you have any questions about the platform, about our brokerage firm, you want to contact me, my email is jely@limebrokerage.com. That's L-I-M-E brokerage.com. I appreciate your time and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.